Hello everyone and welcome back to UF1. It is the Argentinian Grand Prix of 1991. Not a lot of news just before this Grand Prix, so there is no news report to bring to you. Also, it doesn't give you the grid rundown, so it was a soaking wet qualifying. I bottled it and crashed into the wall early doors. So that was us essentially out, but Nigel Mansell takes pole ahead of Michael Schumacher. Outrageous lap. Jean Alesi, Mika Hakkinen, Herbert Berger, Morbidelli, Blundell, Eric Comas, Cafe and Gasho round out the top 11. Let's just get straight into the Grand Prix. Let's go. And we're straight into the action. Of course, we're obviously down low on the grid. 22nd place. We didn't do too well, but we've got Alain Prost next to us who had an equally shocking qualifying. But once again, we're away poorly. The Williams suffering. Ooh! And we nearly had crash into the back of, I don't even know what that car was. But actually, we've found ourselves gaining 4 positions as we almost lose the car as we avoid slow-moving cars into turn 1 up into 16th place now. We've got Ivan Capelli just ahead of us in the Leighton House, and we dive up the inside, but the barrier, we are going to get it done, and that is Patrese ahead of us in the Benetton. The grid is incredibly mixed up due to the rain-affected qualifying session, but it should make for an exciting Grand Prix. We're up into 15th place now, and just ahead of us is Patrese, Blundell and Nannini in the other Benetton. Are we going to dive to the inside? We are, and Blundell sees us coming and defends the inside. Fair play to the man, but that's us up into 14th. We've dispatched quickly. But here's a replay of the start, and Mansell gives a lot of wheel spin, and I think that does allow Michael Schumacher to just blocked by the advertising board. At least they're getting their money as well. But Schumacher leads as we head into turn 1 there, and Mika Hakkinen's made the jump on Nigel Mansell as well. So Mansell's down into 3rd place, and he's being hampered. He's not being hampered, that's the wrong word. He is being attacked by Jean Alesi in the Ferrari, with his teammate low down. They're level on points as they move into this Grand Prix, the 2 Ferrari drivers. But here, Michael Schumacher leading his 2nd Grand Prix of the season. Is back in Imola, he took it on pole position. But we look behind at Hakkinen, we look behind at Mansell, Alesi, as he all come moving forward. But is that Mansell going to be trying a move on Mika Hakkinen? Ooh, Hakkinen swipes him. He is taking no prisoners, especially Nigel Mansell. But here is an onboard shot of Ayrton Senna, who probably a little bit too cautious as he heads off the line. But at least he avoids all stationary cars who have stalled on the grid. And Senna remains in the Grand Prix. I think he's in 14th, 13th, 14th place now. But this is we come to the end of the lap 1. Schumacher leads. Hakkinen is just behind, but Nigel Mansell is all over the back of the Lotus driver as they head towards turn 1. Schumacher is starting to pull out a little bit of a gap. Mansell is going to want to try and get past as soon as possible. He still isn't past as we cut to the onboard shot. And Hakkinen is doing a magnificent job of keeping him behind. But surely he cannot hold this position for much longer. That Williams is far superior. But we jump to Ayrton Senna, who's all over the back of Bertrand Gachot. And this should be a fairly easy move as Gachot dipped a wheel onto the gravel and Senna up a position. And that puts a car between himself and game in the Williams as we dance through some camera angles just there. But that is a fantastic shot. But that's Senna up a position. And that's giving him a bit of breathing space. Lovely stuff as we plough on in this Grand Prix. And we're back with ourselves. We've got Bertrand Gachot just ahead of us in the 2nd. Jordan, his teammate, obviously leading the Grand Prix. And we're going to try and move up the inside, and we don't. I thought we were going to have a little accident there, actually. But Senna's got the bit between his teeth as he's passed Cafe and Comas in just as many corners. But we're going to try and move on Bertrand Gachot round the outside as he defends his position, I should say, as he has the right to do. But Senna is flying. This game tips a wheel on there, but Senna will be taking that seat at Williams for 1992. He's had some poor luck this season, but we should find out a lot more about driver transfers at the following Grand Prix, so it's definitely worth tuning in next time for a big news episode. But are we going to try and move up the inside of Bertrand Gachot as we dive to the inside And that is done and dusted. Up into 11th place, I believe. We should make light work of Cafe in the footwork arrows. Surely, and Blundell. Comas is there. Senna's gone, and we dive up the inside. We know we have to make these places quick before Senna clears off into the distance. Absolutely fantastic work here as we carve our way through the field. We're into the top 10 now, but we need 6 for P1. We are currently leading the World Championship as well. So if we could do a snatch and grab and take the number 1 to wherever we end up next season, would be phenomenal. Would be phenomenal. But we're at the final corner, and we're going to have a fantastic run on Eric Comas here in his Ligier, which will be powered massively by Peugeot next season, but that's not right now, as we dive towards turn 1 and up the inside, and that is 9th place done and dusted. Mark Blundell is his next victim, as he will try everything he can to sweep past. And Mansell at the front now, still stuck behind Mika Häkkinen. Schumacher's kind of cleared off into the distance a little bit now. He's got a bit of a gap. But Mansell is all over the back of Häkkinen. He's going to have to barge his way through, surely. If he wants to catch Schumacher, surely. I mean, Schumacher's still in sight, so it's not going to be like, 10 laps, he'll be chasing him down. But these two are really, because they've got Berger on their tail now, and they'll want everything to get past this slow-moving Lotus, and that's Mansell's going to force his way through into the hairpin. Is he going to get it done? He is, and he forces his way through. Fantastic from the Brit, and he moves himself up into 2nd place, and he sure as hell will be straight after the young German of Michael Schumacher. Absolutely fantastic. We join ourselves now. We're going to get Blundell into the hairpin. This seems to be a favoured opportunity, a favoured place for overtaking in today's race, but Senna is 4 seconds up the road, but we have got pace. We didn't have pace, we've got pace now. But this is Schumacher. He is getting caught now, obviously, as to be expected by the Williams driver and Alesi, who has also now passed Mika Häkkinen's Lotus. I think Berger's found his way through as well. So they will be chasing down the Jordan driver at probably a vast rate of knots, I should imagine. I can't imagine Schumacher is going to spend too long in the lead, but he might be on to bigger and better things next season. We should find out, hopefully, next time out. But he still currently leads the 1991 Argentinian Grand Prix, and we dart back to ourselves. Now, we're up into P8, and it appears to be a yellow flag somewhere in this section. I'm not sure what it is, but here's Schumacher, and he's trying to make a pit stop. He's hit the wall! Is that Schumacher out? Is that Michael Schumacher out? It is! What's happened there? Schumacher's out of the Grand Prix. Oh, that is a disaster from the lead. From the lead of this Argentinian Grand Prix. And someone else is having a crash as well. Just to our right. That looks like a Minardi. But what happened to Schumacher? He's gone into a bit. He's hit. Oh, is there oil on track? There could be a slippery patch. Because he braked and nothing happened. He locked all wheels as he heads into the wall. But that means Nigel Mansell leads a Grand Prix for the first time this season. He'll have Alesi charging at him. But Alesi, Berger's there as well, and Alesi is all over the back. It seems Alesi has the pace to win this race. But we're still a long way to go here, and Alesi will be coming into the pits any few moments, or not a few moments as he comes. And that's Alesi's gone. He's at the wall. This is Alesi out as well. It is. What's happening in the pit entry? There will be a massive, massive row about pit entry after this race has finished, because that looks like Jean Alesi is out. He is out. There he is. He's out of the Grand Prix. That boosts us up into P5. And, oh, that is sickening. He looks on course for a potential Grand Prix victory today. But that is heartbreaking. By no fault of his own. It seems to be a patch on the entry into turn 1, into the pit lane entry. So there will be a massive investigation into that and what's causing that. But we must continue on. Mansell leads now, and he does have a bit of a gap. Actually, I lie. Berger is all over the back of him, and they dive towards the final corner. And he's had the same crash, and he hit Alesi. Oh, whoa, that's a massive crash there, I think, for Senna. That was a huge crash. Wow. Berger is out of the Grand Prix, but what's happened to Senna? Oh, he didn't really catch it much from that angle. It seems he's had a collision with someone, and there is a lot of cars stuck there. But he does kind of get himself going here, Senna. But let's check out an onboard. He's got a run on. This is Mika Hakkinen. So he's going to try and move up the edge. Oh, just turns in on him. Just turns in on him. He's lucky he didn't flip the car. But that would appear that both McLarens will be out of the 1991 Argentinian Grand Prix. Yeah, as we can see on our shot here, there is so many cars on pit entry. Oh, there's going to be some furious faces. Furious faces. But Mansell continues and he leads the Grand Prix by some distance. And we come into the pit box. Fantastic pit stop here. He does classify Senna as second place, but we know he is going to come back to the pits and retire. But we have found ourselves third. It is a Williams 1-2. It has been such a chaotic race that the Williams 1 and 2 with... That's incredible. Absolutely fantastic. But here is the stricken Senna as we sweep round the outside of him as he makes his way back to the pit lane to retire. And he will be seething at that. Then there was a bit of a gap. But we're on lap 12 now. And Nigel Mansell, I'm not entirely sure if the man's pitted or not. But as we come into this section, we can see Mansell there. He's got a big enough lead if he does need to pit for a set of tyres. But here is Nigel Mansell. We think he's going to come into the pits on this lap. And, oh no. That's Mansell out of the Grand Prix. But I don't think he has retired. Mansell is out. Mansell is out of the 91 from the lead, from a sure victory. What has happened to Nigel Mansell? Deary, deary me. But we find ourselves in the lead of the Grand Prix. From last on the grid, alright, fair enough, we have been incredibly fortunate through retirements. But we crossed the line to start our penultimate lap and we lead the Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic stuff. But here we are, and it has been an absolutely manic Grand Prix. Few cars have stayed on track, and that will reflect in the final classifications. But we round the final corner, and he's going to take back-to-back victories and move 12 points clear at the top of the Drivers' Championship. Game wins the Argentinian Grand Prix. But there's a wild race going on here. That's Eric Comas, there's Mark Blundell in there. We believe that's Cafe. That is Cafe, there's Gachot, and that's Prost all over the back of this group of cars battling for the final podium spots. But Eric Comas, and there's that a move. Oh, I'm surprised he risked it considering there's a podium guaranteed. But Eric Comas looks like he's set for a podium in that Ligier with Mark Blundell scoring Brabham's first points of this season. And that's Cafe in fourth. Gachot, I believe, has come home in fifth place. Or Nannini came home in fifth place. One of them. We'll have a look in the final classifications. But game wins a fantastic Grand Prix. And there we have it, that's the final classification for the 1991 Argentinian Grand Prix. Game wins, with Eric Comas second, Blundell is in third, Cafe finishing fourth place, Nannini fifth, Gachot in sixth place. Prost just missing out on points, never really had pace. I think he made a second pit stop as well. He was really struggling for pace, but the cars were out of this race. Senna, Mansell, Prost wasn't out, I lie, Berger, Lacey Schumacher from the lead as well. That is shocking. That is shocking. But the championship standings and game has moved 12 points clear. It seems it's game versus Berger, but this could be over as soon as 12 points is a long, long way, especially with this format. And McLaren lead the constructors. Also, there's a bit of a misprint. Jordan should have one less point because I gave Gachot 2 points extra, so please just ignore that. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And if you've enjoyed the race, like, subscribe, and join us next time for a big, big news update. Bye-bye.